we'll pause and let the activity and the movement just stop for just a moment. And let's begin to settle in. Let the body become still. And as the eyes close, if that feels good for you, notice how the emotions, the mind, they may not be completely still, but they start to get this message that it's okay to slow down. The body stops, the movement stops, and the breath becomes steady. And so just notice how the emotions, how the mind begin to just follow. And then little by little, breath by breath, everything comes back into sync. And in these moments of pause today, the word that's been sitting on my mind is reconciliation. I think it's because we're all in the idea of our finances as we head into the tax season and the reconciliation of receipts and books and paperwork. But as I was thinking about that this week, I thought, we scurry about and we reconcile these things. Maybe for you it's the end of the month every time that you do it. Maybe it is just this once a year kind of thing that you reconcile. But we're so careful. We're so careful to make sure that what's going out and what's coming in has this right balance. We reconcile our checking account. We reconcile our paperwork for the government for our taxes. And we place a level of importance on it by giving it our attention and by figuring out where there's one piece that's just not right, where there's one part that's kind of out of whack. And so as I was thinking about that, I thought, what if we gave that kind of attention to the reconciliation in our relationships? And even better, what if we didn't wait till just doing it once a year, tax time? We know when a relationship is off. We know when, to keep that metaphor going, when the books don't balance, when what's going out and what's coming in are not in sync. And I would encourage us to think about reconciliation in our relationships just as much as we do in our finances. And don't just think about it in those relationships that feel really broken, that there's this one big thing to reconcile. I encourage us to practice it in your relationship every day. Maybe it's with your spouse, your partner, maybe it's your children, your parents, your closest friends, your siblings, whoever your closest people are to your heart and to your life. What if you applied this practice of reconciliation there? Not waiting until there's a big argument or a big blow up and then try to reconcile, but just these tiny moments throughout the day when you know you were impatient, where you know that maybe you expected something that was not realistic, or maybe you didn't give an effort that you know you needed to give, but you just didn't have it in you in that moment. How do we set those books right? I believe that it is as easy as that next breath in. When we learn to live in our personal being, in our personal soul, we learn to live in balance, knowing that each breath brings a new moment. That same practice begins to inform our relationships. We're not waiting until there's so many things built up and built up and built up that we need to go and fix or resolve. But rather, all day long, we're so in tune to our heart and our soul that when we act in a way that doesn't quite align with that heart and that soul, doesn't align with this practice that we try to show up for each day, we do something about it. And I know many of us are thinking, yes, but what about the other person? Well, unless that other person is sitting in meditation with us right now, having their own practice, this is not about them. This is about us. It is about the energy that we give out. It is about the effort that we offer. It's about the patience or the lack of in how we go through our world and how we interact with our people. We don't wait for them to apologize. We don't wait for them to make it right. But rather, we have this very keen sense of, are the books balanced? Again, just to keep with that metaphor, just think about it. Did I give as much as I took? Just like in your accounts, is what's going in and what's going out in balance? And then to take it just one level deeper, is what going out in line with my practice? Is it in line with how I know I want to show up? That's reconciliation. And so today I encourage you, watch your relationships. Be this beautiful, quiet witness and just see. Not seeing the other person and judging their actions. Just being this beautiful witness of you. See how you show up. Is it evident that you spent 5 minutes pausing this morning? Is it evident that you were on your mat? Or is it evident all the things you do to really just nurture your heart? How is that helping to keep the books balanced and keep the relationships reconciled? And so as we prepare just to close our time and re-enter our day and head into these relationships, I encourage you, don't be like we are in the tax season and wait once a year to do it. Check on it every day. Check and make sure that your heart and the reflection of it really is showing up in these relationships. And if not, do something about it.